Hey guys, what's up? My name is Dee and welcome back to a new Costco Canada haul. In today's video, I'm sharing my weekly haul for my family of 4 plus puppy. Let's go ahead and jump right into this one. T-Bone, do you want to help make some pancakes, buddy? Yeah, you want to make some pancakes? Ooh, perfection! Perfection! So here's a quick overview of everything I picked up this week. I didn't get a lot, but I did spend a lot because I got a bunch of back to school items over there. I know it's way too early, but we'll talk about that later. Let's start over here. First up, I grabbed some 2% organic milk. This is a weekly staple. I get it whenever we're on our last bag, and we really like this one. So I went ahead and grabbed more because we needed milk. It was on the grocery list this week. Next up, I grabbed some half and half cream. This is for my coffees. I've been doing regular coffees, but I've also been making iced coffee. So let me actually show you how I make my iced coffee. I use the half and half, and I use the cold brew that I picked up last week. This is actually perfect timing because I'm so thirsty. I have a cup here with some ice and a straw. And I have my cold brew here. This is like halfway done. I've been having it like every day. I give it a shake. I pour it in. I leave about that much. And then I grab my half and half, give that a shake. And then I add that in. Top it off till I get the color I like. Give it a little stir, and that's it. That's how I make my iced coffee if I'm doing it unsweetened. So this is my unsweetened version. It is super, super good, very refreshing. I also have a sweetener that I add into it to make it taste even better. This is the vanilla sweetener I use. I got it for $5.99 from, I think it was Marshall's or Winners. HomeSense sometimes has it too. So I just pour just a tiny drop of this in there, and it makes it taste just like something I would get at Tim's, but this costs way less. Stir, stir, stir. And just like that, I've got my iced coffee. So good, so refreshing, so affordable, and nothing beats coffee at home when you're saving money. Next up, I grabbed 2 bags of oranges. They were on a sale, and my husband has been making homemade orange juice lately. So basically, he just peels the orange and puts it through our juicer, and we have homemade orange juice. You do need a lot of oranges to get like a good amount of orange juice. So let's just hope that these 2 bags are enough for him, because usually the amount of oranges I get are not. And I'm hoping that this will at least give us half a pitcher of orange juice. I'm hoping that that works out in my favor. Over here, I also grabbed some organic flour. This is actually my first time buying organic flour. I normally buy the all-purpose one, but I went ahead and picked up this one because most of my baking ingredients are already organic, and to make most of my recipes, I guess, like fully organic, it just makes sense to switch to the organic flour. This is white and unbleached, so this is a good option. The price is obviously more than the regular all-purpose, but I mean, organic flour isn't going to break the bank for me, so I just went ahead and picked that up. It's a big bag too, like there's a lot of flour in here, and I store this in a container. I use it for like my homemade pancakes, I use it for my dumpling and like the Jamaican dishes I make. I use flour for so much, even our banana muffins. So actually in this video, I'll be sharing how I make homemade pancakes, and I'll be using some of this flour to do so. And I'll also be sharing how to make our homemade banana muffins, because that's one of my kids' absolute favorites. We make it literally like every other week. That's why I always buy so many bananas. So I'll be sharing that recipe later on in this video, and hopefully it'll help you to do brunch at home and make it all from scratch, which is super easy. So this is something that we enjoy, especially. I just like to always have flour on hand. You never know when you're going to need it, and flour is just one of those things you should never really run out of. So it was time. My flour is running low. Went ahead and grabbed this organic flour for this time. Over here I grabbed some movie theater popcorn. This is the Kirkland option. I like that each bag is like a good size for one person if they wanted a lot of popcorn, or it's a good size for two people to split and have like a decent like smaller portion. But these are so good. They're butter flavored. There's 44 of them, and like 2 minutes and 20 seconds in the microwave is perfect, like perfection. So this is something that we just have in our pantry for like the year, and I don't ever have to buy it often. And it was time that we got some popcorn for summer. It's also way cheaper than chips too, so I just like that popcorn. It's really good. Now this week, Very Cherry Plums are back in stock. This is an organic pack. I must have searched through like 10 packages to find ones that weren't already like old and moldy. So we got to go through this quick because I don't think it's gonna have a long shelf life considering it was with all the other rotten ones. But I am excited to have it. If you haven't tried this before, it's literally a plum that's like a small size, similar to a cherry. That's why they call it a cherry plum. It's just a very small plum. It's super good. If you like apricots, you'll probably like this because it's very similar, but these are good. We love them, and they're so nice to just pack if you're going to go to the beach, if you're going to go to the lake, if you're going to just go out somewhere and you want fresh fruit. It's super easy to bring, and because they're small, you can have like 3 of them and not feel bad. I love that, and this pack is organic, so that's a plus. I also picked up 1 bunch of organic bananas. We still have bananas from last week, and I needed those bananas to ripen so that I can use them for banana muffins. So these are the bananas that we picked up this week, and these are the bananas that we have from last week. So this bunch is looking pretty rough. Normally what I do is I mash these up and I freeze them in T-Bone's Kong, and he loves that with peanut butter. So I'll do that with some of those, and for the other ones of this, we'll do it for smoothies. I can also freeze it and have that for smoothies as well. But what I'll likely do is use 3 of them for the banana muffins, freeze the rest for smoothies, and have some of these as Kongs for T-Bone. And before we know it, our new bunch of bananas will be ripe enough to have as snacks and normal banana eating stuff. Next up, I grabbed another pack of the ground veal. There's 6 of them that come in this package. I get the ground veal for T-Bone because I make him homemade dog food. But his homemade dog food is like made with human food and I just try to get like really good ingredients to do it. What I'll do is I'll either make veal meatballs with this and I'll add it to his kibble, or I'll kind of pan fry it up and I'll add like mixed veggies in it. I do a lot of stuff with this. He likes the veal, and I like that it's like an exotic meat. It's not like just chicken. So 1 pack of this usually serves him for an entire week of eating, like 5, maybe 6 days. So this is something that he loves, and he also likes it when I do it with coconut oil. He loves that flavor, and that's a good oil to use with dog food. So yeah, this is T-Bone's meat for July and August. 4 weeks in August. And I think there's 2 more weeks in July that I need to cook for. So yeah, this is gonna last us. I won't have to buy it again until close to the end of August. I also picked up some more wild caught scallops for me and my husband. We're gonna have that this week with, we're gonna have that as one of our dinners when I do spaghetti night for the kids. I also picked up some bacon because we do brunch every weekend and we ran out of the regular bacon. We have 1 package of turkey bacon left. So this week I grabbed 1 package of this. Our freezer cannot hold a lot right now, so I'm just getting for what we need for the week. And this should last us through August. I shouldn't have to buy more bacon again till August. So that's something that we got for brunch at home. We do brunch every weekend. I also picked up a bag of Doritos, my family's favorite chips. I love it too, hurts my mouth, but you know, the family likes it, so I aim to please. I got them Doritos. I also ran out of my soy sauce finally. I used the last of it in my barbecue pineapple chicken fried rice. So wanted to get more soy sauce because I use it for a lot of my cooking, and this soy sauce is really good. It lasts forever. I love that it comes in a 2-pack. I won't have to buy soy sauce until at least 2025. Like, I kid you not, it's gonna last so long. So went ahead and grabbed soy sauce. I also picked up some juice boxes for the kids. You know, they love their juice boxes, so I get it whenever we're out. I did go ahead and get an impulse item this time, which are these barbecue baskets. They were on a markdown, and my husband loves to do charcoal grilling, and I love veggies on the grill, but you know, the grill lines sometimes are too wide for you to grill like stuff like this, like zucchini, potatoes, asparagus, even mushrooms already sliced up. And oh my god, look at that. I want to make that. Doesn't that look so good? I forgot to get peppers and I forgot to get mushrooms, so maybe I'll do that next week when I remember to get the things that I need. All I have right now are potatoes and asparagus, but that would be so good on the grill. And I also want to grill fish, so this would be perfect to just have the fish go on this, grill that, and then I don't have to worry about like a disaster waiting to happen. Plus there are 2 baskets, so that was a good deal. It was like such a good deal. I had to. Didn't plan on it, but I did anyways. I also picked up some steak. We're doing steak for dinner tonight. This is a pack for $36. It's the top sirloin cap steak. So this usually goes for 2 dinners for us. I'm actually going to do some steak with some stir-fry veggies. And basically it's like a steak stir-fry. That's what I'm doing for dinner tonight. So needed the steak for that. I also saw these pajamas on a markdown. Wasn't planning on getting an impulse item number 2 or 3 because I grabbed 2 packs. The price is really good. This ended up working out to be like $5 a pajama dress, which is insane. The quality is super soft. The material is actually on the thicker side, so it's not like thin and see-through. And I love sleeping in stuff like this, so I feel like I scored big. I just hope that the size fits. I think it will. There's no size chart on it, so it's kind of hard to tell, but we'll make it work. If not, I can return it. It's not a big deal, or switch it for another size if they still have them and they're not sold out by the time you see this video. So there's 2 packs to choose from. This pack that has like a blue tealish color and navy blue, and then this pack has black and the other option is pink. So grab that for me, perfect for summer, and I can easily pack that for our cruise, and it's gonna take up like little to no space. So cruise pajamas for the win. I also got more band-aids because kids in summer equals lots of cuts and bruises and scrapes. So 220. This goes in our little safety kit that is like a plastic bin thing, and we go through these a lot. I wish they had more bigger size, like this True Stay big size in there, because that's the one that we always run out of first, and we always have a million of the smaller ones left behind. But this pack is really good. It does go on sale sometimes. I'm gonna add that to my buy list and watch for a price adjustment or a sale so that I can get a price adjustment, because I don't want to pay regular price, but we need the bigger band-aids, so went ahead and grabbed that. Now with back to school 2 months away, I don't want to shop for back to school, but the way that the system works is that if you wait till the last minute, you have nothing in your size. So I grabbed this snowsuit for one of my daughters. I grabbed the size 12. She picked this color. It comes with a jacket plus the pants. Right now she fits the size 10 really well, but I sized up in a 12 because I can imagine she's going to be bigger by winter, and I'm hoping the size 12 will last for 2 years. It might not, but even though it might only last for a year, it's still a really good deal, and this really does a good job keeping the kids warm. So that's something I got for the school year. I grabbed that snowsuit, and then I grabbed 2 pairs of each of these Adidas. I did not intend on getting new sneakers for the kids on my shop today, but this was there. The price was so good, and sizes were actually available. I mean, I had to dig for these size 5s and the size 6s, even though I have them like on the wrong side right now, but I had to dig for these sizes and it was chaos. So got the kids 2 pairs of these black Adidas for the new school year, and I got them 2 pairs of the white Adidas for the new school year. These are going to be good shoes for at school. These are going to be good shoes for not at school. They're not wearing these this summer, I'll tell you that much. They're going to be wearing this come September. And I just wanted to get a head start on sneakers because sometimes it's really hard to find the sizes that I need, and my kids are so close in age and so close in size. Sometimes one will get and the other one won't have an option, and then I'll have to shop like multiple stores to find something, because I'm that mom that definitely prefers getting both kids something instead of just one kid. It just doesn't sit right with me to get one shoes and not the other one's shoes. So when I buy shoes for the kids, I'm buying 2 at a time or 4 at a time. But I just think that's fair, you know, that's the fair way to do it. So that's the way I do it. Let me know in the comments, how do you shop for your kids, or how did you shop for your kids when your kids were little, if they're much bigger now? Did you always buy them all things at the same time to keep things fair, or did you just buy as needed? But $30 for Adidas sneakers. I just bought my daughter Adidas sneakers in early spring that look busted right now because she wears them literally every single day, and she plays hard. She is wearing those things out. And those 1 pair of Adidas sneakers were like, I think over $60. It was a lot of money. So for 2 sneakers, I got the price that I would have paid for one somewhere else. So I think that's a really good deal. Again, I wasn't intending on getting a snowsuit today. I wasn't intending on getting sneakers today. But when the prices are good, you do you do what you do. And that's what I did. And I actually don't feel bad about it. I feel like I saved money somehow. I don't know how that works, but that's what my thought process is right now. And with that being said, I've got to go ahead and put all this stuff away, and I'll be back in a little to share my homemade pancake recipe, my banana muffin recipe, and then hopefully you can have an amazing brunch at home, making everything from scratch. It's pancake day, and today I'm going to show you how I make homemade pancakes from scratch. Literally the easiest and most foolproof way to do it. This is an overlay of everything you're going to need. For this recipe, you're going to need 1 teaspoon of vanilla. You can also do 1 tablespoon if you like a little more vanilla flavor than others. I also add 1 tablespoon of baking powder. The vanilla and baking powder are both from Costco. The milk is from Costco. I'm using 1 cup of milk. You can use any milk of your choice, but I find that if you're using a plant-based milk, sometimes you'll have to either add a tiny pinch more of the baking powder to get it to fluff. I love a thick, fluffy pancake. I'm also going to add a pinch of salt. I literally just do 1 quick little shake in there. We're also going to need 1 egg. I've got my organic egg, also from Costco. My mason jar is from Costco from a few years back. They have it in the shelves now for $19.99, the set of 4. This is one of the medium sizes that it comes with. And in it, I just have my organic cane sugar. I'm also going to use maybe 1 teaspoon or 1 tablespoon of sugar. Really, you adjust it to whatever you like. I don't even use a spoon. I just grab a handful, not a handful, but I grab a little bit in my hand. I sprinkle it on. The salt and the sugar is completely optional in the event that you have some health concerns and you don't want to add it in there. But I do find that it makes it taste extra amazing when you add a little bit of sugar and a sprinkle of salt. Here I have my container of flour, which is low. The container I also purchased from Costco back during the pandemic times when everyone in their store was selling huge containers to food store things. So I am just going to add in 1 cup of flour and we should be good. The one thing I want you to remember about this recipe is that you have to let it rest once you mix everything together. Once you let it rest and you notice that there's bubbles forming in the pancake batter, then you know you're gonna get some really fluffy pancakes. So quick recap: 1 teaspoon vanilla, 1 tablespoon baking powder, 1 cup of milk, a sprinkle of salt, completely optional, a sprinkle of sugar, completely optional, 1 egg, mandatory unless you don't do eggs, you can always do an egg substitute, and 1 cup of flour. So let's go ahead, add everything into my bowl. We're gonna let it rest and we'll make some homemade pancakes. You don't even need oil or butter to do this. You just need a non-stick pan. So let's go ahead and dive right in. T-Bone, do you want to help make some pancakes, buddy? Yeah, you want to make some pancakes? I bet I can make you your own pancakes, puppy-friendly pancakes. Let's do it. So first things first, we are going to crack our egg and add that in here. Now we're going to take our milk and add that in. There's no shells in my egg, so I'm good to go. I am a home chef, so I like to use a fork instead of a whisk because this is much easier to toss in my dishwasher than a whisk is, and honestly this does the same thing. So I'm just going to gently whisk this together and then I'll add in my dry ingredients after. Okay, so that looks good enough for me. I am going to get my vanilla. Now, most people are going to use a measuring spoon to pour in their vanilla, but I just measure with my heart because I know that that's quite enough vanilla for us. As you can see, the vanilla is already starting to spread in there. This is the point where I grab my salt and I just go ahead and add a little sprinkle. A little salt never hurt nobody, especially when you're using the good stuff. Now it's time to go ahead and use our sugar. By the way, if you're wondering, I washed my hands like 5 times already, especially after playing with T-Bone. As you can see, I just grabbed a little bit of the sugar and added that in, and that's good enough for me. Just gonna go ahead and close that up and push that to the side. Also, make sure that I close the vanilla. That would be an absolute disaster. Vanilla costs way too much and have it go to waste for no reason. Okay, so now we're going to add in the flour, and you know, it's just 1 cup of flour. I don't even look at a recipe for this anymore. I've done it so many times, I know what to do. So I have a 1/3 cup, so I'm going to do 3 of these, so that will equal 1 cup total. I'm just doing a little shake to level it. Honestly, it doesn't even have to be perfect, just close enough. As I said, I've been doing this for a long time now, so I know what's good, what's not. I'm grabbing my baking powder. Just gonna do a nice little healthy tablespoon there. And now I'm gonna give it a mix. I'm gonna mix it. Scrape the edges. The trick is not to mix it too much, but you definitely want to use up all the ingredients that you poured in. It's okay if there's still a little bit of clumps in it. It doesn't have to be fully mixed together. I do think that over mixing changes the consistency of the pancake, so I try not to do that, and I just try to get up as much of the stuff scraped on the sides and the bottoms as possible. And the best part is letting it rest. Let it rest for like 5 minutes. This is what it looks like now. The batter is super liquidy. You're not gonna get thick pancakes with a batter like this. So after 5 minutes, we'll come back. You'll notice how thick it is. You'll notice there's big bubbles in it. And then we'll be ready to go ahead and start whipping up our homemade pancakes. All right, so it's been a few minutes. I'm back and look at how thick that batter is. That's gonna be a fluffy pancake. If you'll notice, there's also some bubbles in here and even the sides look a little bit different. So this is how you know we're gonna get some thick fluffy pancakes. I'm just gonna grab my non-stick pan. This is my Tefal pan that I purchased many years ago. That's still at Costco, my go-to pancake pan. It's amazing. Because of this pan, I never have to use any oil when I'm making my pancakes. So that's another thing that I love about it. Fun fact, my kids actually notice whenever I put oil in the pan and they don't like it as much. I also think that not putting oil makes the pancake look more prettier. If you care about that, I care about that. My kids apparently care about that. And this is the way we do pancakes at our house. So follow along with me. I'm gonna let this heat up. Once this heats up, I'm gonna get my little scooper thingy to make sure I get the same size every time. This batter makes about 6 medium size pancakes. I say medium because if they're a little bit on the fully medium side, you'll probably get 5. But if you make them medium, I'm confident that that'll get you 6. This is my tool to get the perfect size pancake every single time. It's a little cookie ice cream scooper. I love it because when you squeeze it, it just takes out whatever is stuck on the inside. My husband got this for me. It came in a 3-pack from Amazon. So if you're looking for something similar, you can definitely get that on Amazon. It's super helpful. And I use this every week whenever I make my pancakes. We're just waiting a few more minutes for this pan to get hot. One thing I love about this pan is that when it's new and not super old like mine, there are these lines that appear in this section that disappear when it gets hot, and that's a good sign of your pan being hot enough. But I'm just gonna wait 1 extra minute, make sure this is nice and hot. You don't want it to be too hot, and I'm making these pancakes on a very low temperature. That's the key. If you do your pancakes on a high or medium temperature, what's gonna happen is the outside of the pancake is gonna burn and the inside is gonna be raw. Nobody likes raw pancakes, so do yourself a favor and do it on a low heat. Low and slow is the way to go when making these pancakes. Normally I'll do a double batch, but for the purpose of this video, I just did a single batch because a double batch takes me almost an hour to do them all in 1 or 2 pans. So I'm doing 1 batch, and what I do, these freeze really well. What all you have to do is just put them in a zippy bag once they're nice and cool. Store them in your freezer. You can thaw them out, warm them up in the microwave as you're ready to eat them. But this will last like 1 or 2 days in my house. We go through it so quick. And if you're doing brunch on the weekend, this 1 batch, you can do silver dollar ones and do like a smaller scooper. And it's just like having IHOP, except way healthier, way better, and also way cheaper. So I think my pan, oh yeah, my pan is definitely hot enough now. I am just going to grab a healthy size scoop. I'm gonna aim for the center of my pan, and I'm gonna get as much of it out as possible. I'm also gonna just let it do its thing, okay? I'll know it's ready when there's bubbles forming along the edges and the dough doesn't look as wet. So let's go ahead and see when we're ready to flip, and then we'll speed through things so you can just bypass all of this and get straight to having the amazing pancakes at home. We're almost there now, but I wanted to show you my pancake game is strong. I have this 3-tier drying rack, which is like a cookie drying rack, or I use it for pancakes more than cookies if I'm being honest. I use that to let the pancakes cool down because, or it's a cooling rack, not a drying rack, a cooling rack, because if you don't, they'll get wet on the bottom side from all the heat, and we don't want that. It changes everything. I think this is almost ready for flipping, not quite yet. It still looks pretty wet to me. Yeah, it's not ready yet, but we're getting there. And I'm also using a non-stick spatula. This is also a spatula I grabbed from Costco. Came in a multi-pack with a bunch of other things, and I've been loving them since. And isn't that color so cute? I love it. I think these are ready to flip now. Let's see. I might be a little bit early. I think I am. Definitely too early. It's way too white, so I'll wait a couple more minutes before I flip it again. I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going to press it down, because I want this to rise naturally on its own. And then I'll go ahead and get a little bit more color on that side before I pull it off the heat and continue the process. Time to flip it and reverse it. See if we're looking good. Yes, that is a beautiful color. You can't tell me that that doesn't look like a non-real or an unreal pancake. It looks so perfect. That's why my kids don't like when I spray the oil or use butter. You'll notice the color changes when you do that. So I'm gonna give this 1 minute on that side that didn't get enough color. I'm gonna pull it, continue the process. Before you know it, we're gonna have a nice fat stack of yummy homemade pancakes. By the way, if your first pancake from the batch doesn't look as awesome as mine does, just know the first one is always the sacrificial pancake. There's something about the pan that likes the other pancakes that come after this more. So I'm gonna give that one extra, maybe just a few more seconds more. I don't want it to be on there for too much longer. I'll pull it out and I'll speed things up and show you the end result. That's definitely done and good enough for me. Perfection! Perfection! I might not be known for a lot of things in life, but let me tell you, I'm known for these pancakes, okay? My kids prefer my pancake over anyone else's and anywhere else's. They're that good. I'm just gonna go ahead and get this one off the pan. Let me actually do that now before it burns. Done. Perfection. Perfection. I'm gonna move that out of the way, put that down right here. Look at how easy it is to make homemade pancakes at home. These are so incredibly good. Like, you have to give them a try. The girls like their pancake with organic maple syrup. I like my pancake with a tiny bit of butter and syrup. Let's eat. that's it for this week's haul. If you enjoyed this video and some of the recipes I shared in this one, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up before you head out. Also, if you're new and you haven't yet subscribed yet, make sure you do so, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye guys!